What's much better? Okay, so today we are using ChatGPT to describe us based on the chats we've been having with ChatGPT, right? Because most people use ChatGPT every day, all day, and it does actually keep track of things that you ask. So today we're going to ask ChatGPT to describe us in an interesting way.
So basically, we are taking a risk for you to expose our ignorance and what we ask ChatGPT to do for us.
Yes.
And yeah, so hopefully it's going to be interesting. We are going to start with Noses one.
You can start with yours.
Want me to start with mine? Okay, mine is not that deep. So let me start with the decent one.
Wait, I want to go on.
You said I can start with mine.
Yeah, but I want to go live on Facebook. Phela since ngathi sama-follower amaningi. Asina. But we're documenting our life. Oh, also another thing that we've never shared, which is how we started our channel and why we started it. Not for followers or stuff. It was to document our lives for our kids so that they'll be able to see us, see themselves, you know, have all that footage of our lives and their lives. That's why we started our YouTube channel, actually. Okay. Stand by, you go.
All right, so the question that I asked ChatGPT is, can you close the curtain by your door?
It's closed. It's the dorms, Ala. You know we have a class door. We have a class door, so
No,
it's
because there's. I'll close it.
light. How? Okay, so now we're trying to. Pella, we have a sound check person. We also have a person Caesar with what is it? Our set. Yeah, because this is our set. Caesar. So manje yasitshela umuntu wethu ukuthi we should close the curtain. However, it's not a curtain, it's a glass door.
Come help me.
Angenisilang. We shall be back. Hold on.
Close the door. Close the door. Thank you.
Okay, so we're hoping
No.
it's much better now. It's a bit dark, but it's much better. Our I want to pull it out. Okay, so our set arrangement person is telling us.
Yep. Yeah, I think we must sit the other side. Now I can see the light shining. It's quite here, like here. You see, it's too bright. There's too much exposure. But so we 5 minutes, man.
With how things
Look.
Guys, we've been doing videos here all the time. I think you guys are just
the sun. Quality work.
Munasha will be able to see this. Okay, you can read yours, baby. I think because we are 5 minutes in.
So mine is an easy one, quick one. Yes, for sure. Alrighty, let's get to it. So mine is the question says describe me based on all our charts, and this is what ChatGPT says. Here is what I know so far. You are Farai Bocho, a passionate, purpose-driven, soul-blending faith, family, and code. By day, you are a senior Oracle PL/SQL wizard, transforming data into elegant into elegant, Jason like second nature. By night and heart, you are a dynamic church youth leader, crafting fun games like ups and downs and planning unforgettable adventures like camping with Jesus. You have got
Kuyadala
a
so.
creative spark for making Bible lessons come alive beyond just acting, whether with colorful bows, caps, clever storytelling, and at home. You are a devoted parent pouring love and faith into your 4-year-old son's world. I have 2 children. I don't know why Munesi is missed. Munesi, my boy,
I think because
Yeah, there.
you did the birthday card.
then it says, in short, developer, disciple, not discipline, disciple, dead, dreamer. That's it. They say it wrote for me also in another format here, but we'll get to that format later. Let's hear yours.
Let's hear mine. Mine is on your WhatsApp. Okay. So it says, meet Nozipo Prudence Bocho, a mind that flows like molten alloy, reshaping the boundaries of knowledge with each thought. By day, she's a PhD student at the University of Johannesburg, armed with diffraction patterns and phase diagrams deep in the trenches of experimental physics. But her research isn't just cold data, it's a fire-forged passion for chromium-based high-entropy alloys, a quest to decode the lattice secrets of matter itself. When others see peaks and numbers, she sees structure, story, and strength. She balances the complexity of condensed matter physics with a heart rooted in faith and warmth. She's curious about love, couples, dynamics, and the quiet poetry of spiritual rest. That was recent as well. Weaving together science, soul, and human connection. Her brain isn't wired just to understand, it's built to inspire, organize, and elevate. She dives into reports with passion, rewrites with flair, and somehow still finds time to ponder the meaning behind a slightly ajar door. That's Yakumbula. The other day, I was telling you the meaning of ajar.
Yeah. You asked ChatGPT the difference.
No, I was telling you what ajar means. Wuti, it's when a door is open slightly.
And Mina, I thought it's wide open.
And then to just cut the questions short, I asked ChatGPT. But anyway. Or a made-up word like catawampus. That's the fun side, the playful scientist who wonders about words while analyzing XRD peak broadening. She's part experimenter, 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 part explorer, part encourager, an engineer of atoms and emotions. When she speaks about God, it's not from rituals, but
reverence.
That's true. When she crafts a YouTube couples game idea or blesses her mother on her birthday, it's not content, it's connection. ChatGPT. Those are all the things that I've been asking ChatGPT about.
I read more. In short, Nozipo is what happens when you mix chromium, curiosity, compassion, and just a dash of controlled chaos.
That's me. Controlled chaos, that's entropy.
So you're the one who talked about controlled chaos.
No, it's just translating entropy to English, to simple English. Entropy means chaos or things that are not organized. Okay, so like I said, we will be a bit spontaneous.
Okay.
We are going back to our book. Oh, this thing does things the other way around. Okay, we're going back to our book, The 7 Principles of Making Marriage Work. Okay, so it's a book by John M. Gottman, who has a PhD. And we are on principle 2. We did principle 1 on our first live. So today we're doing principle 2. And it says the history and philosophy of your relationship. How are we going to do this one? Okay, so we have some questions. So part 1 is your history. And then part 2, your philosophy of marriage. And then does it have a part 3? Okay, no, doesn't have a part 3. So just part 1 and part 2. And it has 13 questions. We're going to do this. Do you want to read for us what we need to do there as I check my Facebook?
Okay, I'm not too sure. It says exercise 2, the history and philosophy of your relationship. Below is a version of questionnaire that led Rory and Lisa to reconnect with the fondness and admiration for each other. Completing this questionnaire together will bring you face to face with early years of your relationship and help you remember how and why you became a couple. You will need a few hours of uninterrupted time to complete this exercise.
Hours.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing with doing things spontaneous without a rhythm. There are no right or wrong answers to these questions. They are merely meant to guide you in recalling the love and perspective on marriage that led you to join your lives in the first place. Be sure to direct your thoughts towards positive memories. You definitely don't want to turn this exercise into a gripe session.
So because there are 15 questions and they speak of hours, how about we do the first 5 today?
That might be a little too
On
much. I
part one.
think let's just do based on time and say by
Okay,
25 minutes we
we cut.
cut so that we don't rob ourselves and try to finish
Okay,
5 questions.
all right, we'll try it with 30 minutes. So it's 15:15 now, so maybe 15 minutes and then we should be done. Okay.
But I'm not too sure. I don't know what exactly is up here, but yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I'm also not sure. That's why I said it's spontaneous. So we both don't know what's happening. So we have part 1. It says your history. And the first question says, discuss how the two of you met and got together. What were your first impressions of each other? What made your spouse stand out?
Refer to our previous video. we have
We
a
have
video
a
where
how
we
we
spoke
met
about this in
video.
detail.
Yeah, we do.
But that's
Okay,
not the
but
point of
what-
this, though.
Yeah,
The
okay.
point of this is to just try and
Remember.
and when you remember what brought you together, it sort of revives your relationship and reimagines your relationship. So I will go with
Okay.
the correct version
Okay.
and the truthful version. So we met in a math class. It was in 2011, around September, October, around almost exams time, but before exams time, at University of KwaZulu-Natal and
Pietermaritzburg campus.
Pietermaritzburg campus. Shout out the city of it's called the city of what?
The city of
Shout
what?
out to that.
I don't know.
City.
It's a city of.
The city of choice. It's called the city of choice.
Really?
Yes. So I made a good
Interesting.
choice there.
Oh,
Shout. You see why I'm saying shout out?
Shout out, Ngempela.
The city of choice. And yeah, we bumped into each other. Not as in, we literally bumped into each other. Boom, by the door. And I'm like, wow. I like teleported into heaven and come back. Like teleported into heaven and come back. Where did I bump into this angel? Okay, sorry. And I apologized. There was a gentleman about it, and I'm sorry it chimed there a little bit, and then that was the morning period for maths.
It was a Wednesday. On Wednesday we had 2 periods, morning and afternoon.
Yes, and then later on again, I was
already sitting, and then you came in and sat in front of me in the.
No, but we also almost met by the door again, but didn't bump into each other. I didn't say.
No, on the second period, I came in early. I was already sitting, and then you came and sat in front of me, and I was like, "So you are the guy that bumped me this
No,
morning?
no, no. That almost killed
That
me.
almost killed me this morning." And you're like, "Oh, sorry.
I'm like, Le, give me
I
your
was
number. I'll apologize
joking.
properly.
Unamanga, sango. Unamanga. And then after the period, I went out, and I was standing outside with Cindy, and we were speaking. And then I told Cindy, and then because you were in the same class with Cindy for computer science, wakabiza usindo to come Farai. And then where's I went?
The rest is history.
The rest is history.
What made your spouse stand out? Of course, Spalapala Sentombi. Is that correct?
Well, I really thought you were good looking, but when I look at the pictures now, it's interesting. I honestly thought
Some things are better not.
you were.
Some things are better not saying.
You
But
were
anyway,
you were yes,
yes, it's fine.
fine,
You can go
Baba.
and play outside.
you looked really handsome and you were tall.
I'm still tall.
Yeah, you're still tall, but you stood out
I was
because you were
skinny, but
tall like that. You're quite handsome. I didn't know you were smart at the time. And then when I found out
Smart,
that you're like a
smart.
smart boy, it's like, ooh, that's a jackpot.
I
So,
don't know about that.
and then you started inviting me to church as well. That was also now a plus.
Did I invite you to church?
Yes.
And you never came.
I went with you to the other one that was at I think it was also on a Wednesday.
I don't think that's in the first year.
It was on the first day. Remember, in 2012, I was not at PMB anymore.
No. You were at PMB in 2012. 2011 and 2012, it was 2 years that you were at PMB.
Oh. But what made you
2018 you
stand
were
out during the time, Pen?
Okay.
Yeah, and then you invited me to church. There was a guy who spoke about health and something like that. And then, yeah, all those little things you just added up
Yes.
to show that this is actually a good guy, a nice
Yes.
guy. That's what made you stand out.
Yeah, so for me, you stood out, obviously, the beauty. You get what you see first. You interact with the person in the physical realm first. You see them, and if you look at the beauty, if they are not, yeah. So that was the thing. I thought, wow, he is fair to look upon.
Thank you.
And she always, what stood out was taking care of yourself as well, and she was different from me in the sense that I never did any sports at high school. So for me to meet this girl who still does sport even at university, I was like, what? And she invited me to netball. Yeah, I didn't like netball so much, but I liked the netball player. So I found
Did you
myself.
even stay for one of my netball
I
games?
stayed. It was so cold. I was shivering watching the netball. I don't know if it was even a game or a training, but whatever it was, I was there and I was feeling so cold, and I would see her running and doing this. I didn't know. Okay. And there's too many scores in netball. You score. I'm a soccer person, so it was just there. But I stood for it and I liked it, and yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful stuff.
So
are we still live on Facebook?
Yes, we are.
Alrighty. I'll read the other question while my wife is chasing after our Facebook. Our Facebook guy. So we are continuing with the history and philosophy of our relationship. Question number 2. Like I said, we have not done really enough justice for this question about how we met.
One.
But there is a video that we spoke about it. It was actually on our not our anniversary, our honeymoon when we spoke about this.
Yeah, and it's quite long. It's about 30 minutes long, that video.
Yeah.
So
it says, what do you remember most about beginning to date? What types of activities did you do together? What were some of the highlights?
Okay, I'll start. What do you remember most about beginning to date? Our dating was interesting because we were at university and we couldn't really spend a lot of time together. So I remember we made a conscious decision. We actually looked at our timetables and said, when are we free? When are we able to see each other? And it was a Thursday, just before 2.
The 45 minutes before 2. Is it
Yeah.
55 minutes, I think.
I think it was from 1:05 till 2. We were both free on that day, and we will go at a spot. I can't even remember how we decided on that one spot.
But that spot was so biased because it was just in front of my computer science lab.
But I think wasn't I
But where
leaving
is-
a physics class? Okay.
So I can carry on with this one because I know what was happening there. But you guys are not supposed to play with that. Okay, so I think she was explaining, she would better explain this one, but I know where she wanted to go with this, I think. But she better fix it. So maybe let me say my piece at the moment. Oh, she's back.
Okay, so that one time, so just making a conscious decision and an effort to make sure that we meet on that day at the certain time on that time every single week. To me, that was, now that I think of it, it was really special. So that was one of the nicest things when we started dating. And what type of activities did we do together? We tried to be together as much as we could.
Right at the beginning.
Yeah. So I hated going to the library, but I now started going to the library just so we can be together.
No wonder you are doing PhD. You must thank me at some point in there.
Kanjan food manager. So yeah, so
Fucking
I would
great.
go to the library just to make sure we see each other, and then
Munashe, don't do that.
and then yeah, the Thursdays to make sure we are together.
I attended quite a number of netball sessions.
Baby.
Quite a number for somebody who didn't like netball. It's quite a number, I remember. And also I was using transport to
Oh yes.
to travel. So we also made sure that we spent some time
yeah.
while I'm waiting for my transport.
When I don't have a
And I would
bike.
pretend as if I have not seen our car. It would come and go, and I'll go with the second one. Yeah. Some of the things. I think we once rest as well. Literally rest. She made a statement that I think I can beat you in a foot rest. And we literally rest.
I used to coach at
St. Lucia.
Wasn't it St. John's? St. John's. I used to coach there.
School, yeah.
So he would walk with me there.
I told you I attended quite a number of netball things. Because,
yeah, we really tried to spend as much time as we can together.
But I was on the foot rest.
Okay.
We literally rest.
Akshia.
Of course, because I don't want to upset, and I want to take it soft so that you can so that I can come back and say, no, it wasn't really. So that we rest again and rest again and rest again and rest again. Obviously, I wasn't on full throttle. If you think you're on Shia, we have got a whole plane out there. We go and do it. Not even like that, but anyway.
Okay, so you two are an active couple, I must say. Yes. I'm that competitive. And I don't know why, but yes, we did race a few times. And Yamshia.
No. Anyway.
Oh, and also now past the PMB, we also stayed in Durban together. I also forced you to go jogging with me at some point. I think we jogged twice in that week.
In where? In Durban or in PMB?
In Durban, when we stayed in
Durban.
Yeah. Remember where you stayed? We jogged. I think you came to my place and then we jogged. We did jog together. I think we tried it for that week only twice and it never happened again.
Okay, I remember the jogging part.
Okay, and also in Durban, I think we're more focused in PMB, and PMB was just 1 year. In Durban, we'll usually spend time. Funny thing, this one is fun. Farai goes to church on Saturday. I go to church on Sunday. So we can try and we say Moshagele, right? And when he goes to church, it's from like 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's literally the whole day.
Ngiyamthanda uJehova.
So the Saturdays were out. So Sundays, we will then go to the beach after I come to church.
After
And
I come
we
from
will go.
church.
Yeah, after Sunday church.
Oh, I would cook actually.
Yeah, and cook. And then we'll walk together. And yeah, we still have some pictures. I don't think so. But yeah, we would go to the beach quite a lot, but not for Bugut and stuff. Just to
yeah,
I
we
don't
did-
think
we
we've
also
ever even Bugut that at the beach together.
We also did obviously the normal things that couples do, go for movies.
Yeah, we went for movies.
Yeah, I mean, I just instantly like my popcorn. I would love the popcorn because obviously the movie I would give the choice, and she would pick the movie, and I mean I enjoy the popcorn more.
Movies. Dates.
Yeah.
Once a month, we'll go on like proper dress up vibes.
Yeah, what other
Then you
things?
started
I want to talk about
working.
the acro branches. We went to acro branch. Did
Oh,
we go
that
to
was
acro
for my
branch once or
birthday.
twice? We also went to
Cradle of Humankind.
We also went where? Yeah. Oh, I also took her to my work. What do you call that? Work function.
Oh yes, I used to go
Yeah.
to kind of work functions.
Work functions.
Yes. Those were
yeah,
really
yeah.
nice. Yeah, so we really did spend time together, and that really helped us because having stories to talk about, number one, and trying to see if you guys have anything in common. So that really helped. So what, and then it says, what were some of the highlights? I think
we're covering that.
we've already covered some highlights. Yeah. And I've also invited you to my church as well.
Yeah.
And you came and left without saying hi to me.
Is it?
You did.
Oh, okay. That's my cousin. May.
Oh, hi, May. That's a nice name, actually. May. I like short names. Hello.
It's a beautiful name, eh?
Yeah, it
We
is.
should go to her Airbnb.
Oh,
thing.
we should
That's the
have
one that I showed you the other time, that beautiful one.
Oh.
That's my Mzukuru. So you see, they're showing up at Mzukuru, Sekure and Boya instead of cousin.
Cousins. Yeah,
See?
that's another thing we need to talk about. Shonas have weird way of referencing cousins. Very, very weird. Like they call cousins ugogo nomkhulu.
Not Gogo Nomkulu, it's different.
How
It's
is it
Sekuru,
Sekuru and
Mbuya.
Mbuya?
Yes.
That's gogo and mkhulu.
No, that's different. It's the same spelling for Sekuru and the same spelling for Mbuya.
But it means
But
cousins.
yeah, in one point it means cousin. Another point it means
Okay.
Mkhulu and Gogo.
Let's go to the next one. So number 3, how long?
That's the book that you're going through.
Oh, yes.
The 7 principles of making marriage work.
For us, though, it's more like fun. How long did you know each other before you married? Talk about how you made the decision to marry. Was it easy or difficult? Were you in love or all the people of all the people in the world? What led you to decide that this was the person? Ooh,
I think this is our last one, eh?
it's interesting. I don't know. I think people still want to hear more. Okay. How long did you know each other?
7 years.
We started knowing each other in
7 is perfection.
2011, and then we started dating in 2012, and then we got married in 2019. So you can count there for yourselves. Okay, just to tell you what's happening in front of us. If you see us looking with shock and heart attack things, one of our kids has an hyena. The other, okay, and I think we were using it in the morning, so yes, it was reachable. And the other one has the phone stand that we use to take videos. So, and they want to hit each other with the things. Yeah, so that's why sometimes you'll see us go, it's because of what we're seeing. But anyway, talk about how you made the decision to marry. This is an interesting and deep one. I don't know if Baba's.
That's why I was saying that it's it will probably be one of our last ones. So I'll make it very easy for us. So basically, for me, what marriage meant is getting into a lifelong commitment, lifelong partnership.
Are you
with
talking
somebody.
about how you made the decision to marry?
Talk about how you made the
The
decision to
decision to
marry?
marry,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm explaining it. I'm giving some background.
Okay.
So it means all that, right? And you don't want to do it with somebody whom you are not sure about. And the fact that when we met, we were just in first year at varsity. We met and we clicked, and at some point, actually, most of the time we were in a long distance relationship because
Yeah.
we're in one campus for maybe just over a year in a relationship, and we learned a lot about each other, and we spent a lot of time together, and from there we could tell at that level, at that young age, we could tell what one values and what one likes, right? And where we were clicking, right? And then, do you want help there?
No.
I don't think you'll be able to do it alone. Okay, so track back. So I was saying that we spent just over a year together, and then she started studying something different that needed her to move into to Durban. I remained in Pietermaritzburg. So at that point in a long distance relationship, I would visit some weekends, maybe once in a month or something like that, and would talk a lot on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And from there, you're actually learning about your partner and learning about somebody. And then at some point, you went back to Pretoria and you stayed there, and I was in Durban, and we continued on. So our relationship really was organic in the fact that when we met, there was nothing much about us. It was just me and you as a student. We have basically nothing, and he's just a student. You a student. We are basically nothing. He's just a student, and we clicked and we learned about each other from those angles and those areas. And our relationship then stood the test of time, as in the long distance relationships, the times that we
Working,
were
not
together,
working.
working, not working, and it made me think to myself, if you can be in a long time, a lifetime commitment with such a person where you have stood the test of time in this period, it can actually, and it makes it better that the person that you are with is beautiful. Makes the decision a little bit better.
But okay,
I talked too much.
when were you planning on getting married? Was the time that we got married the time you were planning on getting married?
So I don't think that's part of the question, though. Talk about how you made the decision. But anyway, so what led, obviously, as a man, as a guy, what informs the decision into getting married is how stable are you? Where are you? Because I remember from a youthful age, at youth at church, they would tell us that you need to be able to take care of yourself first, because if you can't take care of yourself, you will not be able to take care of the next person. So obviously, as a student, when we were together for those 4 years as a student, I could not even take care of myself. So I could not take care of you. And when you get into the job industry, just start finding yourself, and you're in a foreign land and all these things. So what was informing all those things for me, the other big factor that was really informing that, was the finance part, and being not only finance, but actually being able to take care of myself, and also then being able to bring in the next person. I don't know if that answers you.
That answers me.
Yeah.
Talk about how you made the decision to marry. Well, I made the decision by him asking me to marry, and that's how the decision was made. But everything that he said as well, that getting to know a person in different stages of life, umuntu angakushintsheli just because sekayasebenza, but still remain loyal and loving you like he actually did when he had nothing. A person loving you long distance and everything else in between, when the love does not die out, instead it becomes more and more special. I think that to me also meant a lot, Wuti. we hear a lot of stories of umuntu once aqala ukusebenza and things happen. For us, for me, it was not the case. Instead, he loved me more as time progressed. So it was easy to say yes. Like there were no doubts in the decision. Was it easy or difficult? For me, it was easy to say yes to him because there was nothing. Look what I need to open. AC 200. Mommy, open this.
Don't show them because it says keep out of reach of children. How did you reach it? You get us arrested. Well.
So we cancel that part. We'll take it out. Sorry.
It says keep out of reach of children.
Okay.
But these guys, you can't keep anything out of reach of them as long as inside this house. If it's not in their safe, not umunye, both of them. If one can't, they will help each other. So basically, it's a pandemonium and havoc.
And then it says, were you in love? I was in love. Yes. I remember when he actually sent the letter to my family. It was during December holidays. We were at Msinga, at my aunt's home. And after, I think you sent my dad an email, actually. It wasn't even an SMS. I sent my dad an email. And my dad announced it to everyone. Msinga. I have a lot of cousins. Msinga. Told them, Wuti, this will be happening soon. Yeah, that was really, really special.
So before getting married,
you two had known each other for 7 years, right? Yes, that's correct. Was the decision to wait that long a mutual one? Yes. Or did you feel like the right time had not arrived yet? Or was there a personal
reason? Personal, you have to answer.
Oh no!
So there's nothing much personal.
There's nothing personal.
Part of those 4 years, I was a student.
We were very young.
For part of those 4 years, I was a student. Part of those 7 years.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me trace back. Sorry. Years. Yeah, we said 7 years before getting married.
We met first year of university.
And of those 7 years, 4 of those I was a student. 7 of those she was a student. So really there's nothing much.
There's really nothing personal.
So there's nothing personal and yeah, it was mutual. Yeah. And also what we were busy with then did not allow us to get married. And even if we wanted to get married, we couldn't have. And as you see, basically that's it.
Yeah, it only made sense then for us to get married. Now, if I don't know, maybe if we could have waited for me to start working, we would still not be married now because I'm still a student right now.
Oh, you were still kids. What do you mean you were still kids?
Yeah, we were still kids, Shem. We were very young. We were just enjoying ourselves. Marriage came after Farai started working and worked for a few years. Let me get the charger.
So yeah, it was not. It's not that deep.
I understand. They are not listening to this, but honestly, there's no rush to get married, especially if both of you understand what dating is, number one, and also if you both have the same values and if you both fear God. I don't think there's a problem in it, unless if one person is not on the same page with another person, and then you feel me. Yeah. Okay, but anyway, it says, was it easy? Of all the people in the world, what led you to decide that this was the person?
So I'll answer this in an interesting way, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think it's one thing, right? It can't be one thing that you say, see this one and this is the one. If you are like that, you are different from me or us. So as I said, of all the people, it's a build up, a combination of a lot of things that you see in someone.
Yeah.
Over a long period of time. We had the luxury of time in our case.
Yes.
We had the luxury of time and we had no pressure at all.
That's true.
Because if we wanted, we could have said, when I started working, when we went, it could have dissolved and easily fell apart.
Could have easily dissolved.
We had nothing that tied us to one another except choosing one another, if I may put it that.
That's true.
At least from my side.
That's true.
And I believe from my reasoning and deducting, that's also the same thing. So the question that says, of all the people in the world, what led you to decide that this was the person? We can't start this at 41 minutes. We'll spend the rest of the day saying this. These small, nice things
that
about
add up together.
That
A
add up
person
together
being
in that
there
you
for
pick.
you, a person praying for you, a person encouraging you, a person holding you down. You know, like there's a lot of things to a point you can't even imagine your life without that person.
And like you're saying, a whole lot of things. Seeing a person for me, one of the biggest ones is seeing a person in different scenarios and different cases.
Yeah.
How she care about your relatives, how she care about your friends, how she care about all these other things, how she take your life seriously, and how she, you look at all those things, how they handle pressure. In terms of handling pressure, there's another one that I say she's difficult to crack. You can't break it. You had so much pressure during your exams at some point in time. And I thought she's going to fail this. She's going to really is not going to work out. And she just came out and she put her head into it. And I was like, wow. So if she decides to do something, she can do it.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things that we can mention. Talk about the love for God. When you talk about somebody and you talk about God, so you ask the person, if you ask somebody, so when we are called or do you believe in God, they can easily tell you that, yes, I believe in God. But if you observe their life over 7 years
and it testifies to that,
then you can believe it. If you can ask somebody, do you love me? And they can say, yes, I do. But if you observe, and again, I'm saying, fortunately for us, we had the luxury of time. We really just had the luxury of time. You pray about those decisions and you do all these,
to know each
get
other,
knowing to each other.
Seeing how a person cares for their family. One thing that stood out to me is how he actually loved his mother. That's another point that actually, that gave you like 1,000,000,000 points to me. Loving your mother, speaking well of your mother, doing good to your mother, and listening to and fearing your mother. Because it's
I am Sabu
Mamako. Your number way, respecting your mother and having someone understand with this authority above me. That is very important. Because if someone wears Pile and there's no authority above them, there's nothing you can say to that person to change their mind for anything. So it's a lot of things.
It's a lot of things, but we'll break them down. I think, as I mentioned, these questions are really.
The last one, baby, number 4.
I think so.
Yes.
We're on 45 minutes.
We'll finish at 60.
Okay.
Kate says, share memories of your wedding and your honeymoon if you had one. What do you each remember most?
Okay.
I'll start of our wedding. Our wedding, I think, Mina, on our wedding, 1, I was not nervous. 2, I couldn't wait for the day to be finished.
Why?
It was just too much. It was too much. Everyone looking at me and all the.
You were not nervous, but I think you were not in a very jovial mood as well.
No.
Because I think I remember it was, was it Belinda and Notan was smile and all these other things.
Kabila kept telling me smile and Belinda smiles. It was not a no.
I would be worried if it was that.
It wasn't. It wasn't that at all. It was just a day that was supposed to come and pass to me. That what it was. However, the both of you didn't look nervous. I wasn't nervous at all. However, our wedding was beautiful. That's one thing I can tell you.
You said their wedding was beautiful. Though.
No, our wedding was extremely beautiful, right? And even though there were things that didn't happen as planned,
the cake came with the wrong color.
Let's not talk about the cake now, because it's going to hurt my feelings. Let's not talk about the cake. It
I
was
I don't take these things too serious, but
I mean, the
like
cake,
the
I
cake.
broke my heart.
It did broke my heart. I even told
I
the
would
I saw the
never.
videographer or the photographer doing this to the cake. I said, please don't do
Don't
that.
take pictures
Don't
of the
take
cake.
pictures of it.
I would
It's better
never
for us not
recommend
to.
anyone to go to that baking company,
But
whatever
anyway,
they are. And Kabanga, that cake was a gift. Someone took out their own money and said,
yes,
"Here, I'll pay for your cake. Choose
a
what.
couple.
Choose any cake that you want.
That was
I would
actually
pay
Simba
for
and
it."
Londi. We thank you for that. But anyway, another thing that people didn't see that happened there that almost had our hearts skip.
When
The
Sam lost,
photographer, tried and tested photographer, he took the lobola pictures beautifully. So he took the pre-wedding in Durban beautifully. So great. Pour his heart into taking pictures. He was pouring his heart into taking the pictures in the morning section. It's called the matrimony.
yeah,
And also we took pictures with the family and all these other things. That photo shoot session, then he comes to us while we are sitting and he says, guys, I think I lost the memory card.
imagine lapho reception.
It's already almost 4 in the afternoon, and he says, please, may you have them make an announcement that family should not go. We can go back and take pictures again. I'm like,
Ilanga liyashona.
then I
Lapho my
smile.
dad is busy saying, finish. People are supposed to take planes. They're going back to Durban. What? Because our wedding was on a Sunday and people are working on Monday. Quickly, ayenzi i-program. Ngapho Sam ulahle
He eventually found it. That was the good news. But
Anyway,
anyway, yeah. And the honeymoon was beautiful.
Oh, the
First things
honeymoon was
first,
beautiful.
the honeymoon suite that I went to look at the venue the other time, and I went and what's the place again?
And
Destiny Lodge. At Destiny
Oh,
Lodge,
you
no,
even
in
remember?
Cullinan. Yeah. Destiny Lodge in Cullinan.
Oh, where we got married.
Yeah, we got married.
Yeah.
I looked at the place and looked at their honeymoon suite, and I paid immediately. I said,
Wait,
this honeymoon
Lund
suite
is
is
a
beautiful.
concern. No, he found that. He found the memory thing. So we have all those pictures.
Yeah.
So that worked out.
So the honeymoon, it started there. That honeymoon suite was beautiful. The room was so nice. And eventually, we had chosen to go to Mpumalanga in Tom Jaku.
Yeah.
And we had we're in the Stone. It was the Stone House, the Stone House. A beautiful place. The trip to Mpumalanga itself was beautiful. The stay in Mpumalanga was beautiful, and our trip back, unfortunately, it was raining a lot. We were meant to have to go through God's window and all these other places.
Yes, and
We
then
only
we
went through
couldn't.
the potholes. I think we didn't do two of the other things.
Oh yeah,
that we
we
couldn't
only
because
went
of
to, yeah.
because of the weather. But either way, it was so nice. It was so beautiful.
And the most beautiful thing about it is that I did not plan any of that. I can going to a destination that you have no idea where you're going. You didn't plan anything. You are just a passenger princess. That's what I was.
I think on that one, I hit the nail on the. If I may say so myself. If I may say so myself, on that one,
Senior. I'm sorry. On that one, that was the best.
Yeah.
That one was
yeah, and
really,
it was nice.
Really
we went for a hike when we were there. We went for a game drive. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, and we're only saying things that your ears can handle.
What do you each remember the most? Almost everything, really, from the honeymoon and the wedding. Am I reading the right question?
Yes. Question 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you each remember the most? It was beautiful.
I mean, until today, when I meet people, they always tell me how much they ate at our wedding. Like, apparently there was food galore. Apparently there was a lamp that was spinning on outside fire.
It's called spit braai.
Oh, spit braai. I remember when we came in Sesbuya from the pictures, because our reception was at the community hall, right? Because we had a lot of people. As we were coming in, I saw dear brothers of mine from church that were braaiing, Abo Moses that were braaiing, Abo Ino that were braaiing, like people from church outside. Ah, man, that really melted my heart. So apparently there was a lot of food. And Mina, I don't remember eating at our wedding.
We ate. They brought us the starters. I didn't eat them that much.
And the
They
mains?
took us to the mains. I think you chose some fish. Obviously, whenever there is food that is being eaten at either a buffet or a restaurant, she eats fish. Simple as that. She doesn't ask yourself fish and chips. Right. Fish and
I have my reasons.
I take her to the fanciest of restaurants ever. The fanciest by the mountain where you see beautiful things.
Fish and chips.
Fried fish chips.
And it has to be fried. But anyway, yes, mina
Anyway.
beef. Beef is tough. Like you never know what you get with beef.
There's a lot of things in this life to be sad.
Beef, like it tough. You can't chew it.
So all this I was saying it because you ate fish at the wedding.
Oh, did I?
Hmm.
I don't also remember that. But people ate. The vegetarians were so happy. I remember they actually came to thank you for catering for vegetarians and all that. So yeah, that really stood out for me. Yeah, and my bridesmaids. Okay, I think we'll end it here. We have 8 more minutes and then we should be closing. Recall your first year of marriage. Were there any adjustments you needed to make?
I thought about this one. Sorry
And
to jump very quick on this one. This is an interesting one. So, any adjustments that you had to make? Our first year in our marriage, Mina, these 7 years of dating and just being on your own like yourself. So, Mina, I would even just make my own tea, my own eggs, take my bread, come sit on the corner and eat. Not even ask here, may I just go to the kitchen, there is bread, there's some eggs. I'm used to making 2 eggs. 2 eggs, sit and eat. And she was like, so you're not even sharing with me?
And but because Mina, when I would make it, I'll always ask.
No, it was not that much into the marriage. It was not that much into the. So the adjustment that I had to make, I had to realize, I have someone in here. You can't just do things on your own. You can't. Yeah. Yes, when you're making a cup of tea, you ask Standard, do you need some tea? As well? Mina, go and grab my juice, grab my eggs.
But you don't do that anymore. I mean, now
that's the adjustment. I'm answering the question.
Oh, yeah. Now you even come up and actually ask me.
I'm answering the question.
While I'm even still sleeping, I'm making an egg. Do you want some?
But look. It's a small, simple thing, right?
Yeah.
But for me, it was a very huge lesson because it makes you realize that now you are living with someone.
That's true.
So the selfishness, I was not doing it out of selfishness.
Yeah, it's just habit.
Yes, it's just a habit. And it's also being on your own. But now you are one. You are now one. So for me, really, that was something that brought about that adjustment and that learning that, okay, I have someone here now. And, and you can't now selfishly watch Champions League without asking and say, Standard, today there's a nice game that I would want to watch. You can't just, she sees me sitting there watching TV continuously and there's a Champions League game that is finishing at 11 o'clock. No, you can't because you live with someone now, So I was answering
my adjustment had to stop being
the habits of living alone. They're dangerous.
For me, it had to stop being a daddy's girl. Like for every minor inconvenience to call my dad. I really had to learn, and it was painful. It was not the best thing.
In the first year.
Yeah, no, it was any minor inconvenience. My dad will be the first person. Short and a 10 cent, my dad is the first person. If my hair is the mess, my dad is the first person. So adjusting and learning with no girl.
So not daddy.
How am I?
Let's close this. Cuts.
So now learning with it, this is the person that you call for every minor inconvenience. And that also goes back to when we were dating. he didn't do things for me, and all those girlfriend allowance and all those things that people
But I
live by.
spoiled you every now and again when I.
Yeah, being spoiled and actually calling daddy.
Oh yes,
I
being
need
spoiled
house
and being
rent.
taken care of are two
Are
different things.
two different things.
I don't want to lie if there are other guys who are looking and pretend as if me was that boyfriend. No.
No.
You are there, I'm here. Now you are my wife.
Yes.
That kind of thing. But spoiling,
There
going to
was no
death and
such
doing all
thing
these things
as
are nice.
a
Yeah.
boyfriend pouring petrol for me, a boyfriend selling me for grocery. No. My dad, full responsibility, Babum Kiza's problem, And then only when we got married, that's when
That's where
the
the adjustment
transition
needed
came.
to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had to then adjust to that. And then there was a second part to the question that I've forgotten now.
No, that's all.
Oh,
were
yeah.
there any adjustments you needed to make?
Yeah.
Obviously, there are adjustments that you need to make.
Adjustments that we needed to make. So now, any minor inconvenience, the first person that I call is my husband.
This guy has removed our charger again, but anyway.
Angutsheli mina upetrol emotweni. Ngifuna bathi nginemali engakanani in my account. It's not my problem, eh? It's honestly not my problem.
This girl will be stuck on the
I
roads.
don't hope. And every time when he even says,
Say, breathing allowance, Nick's breathing. Yeah.
No.
She was a child of God. God was taking care of it. She's still a child of God, but God is using me to take care of her now.
No. Boyfriend allowance. You guys are robbed. Okay, sing Nigabantama advice. But if you do that, you rob yourself of enjoying marriage. If you do marriage stuff while you are dating, when you get married, what are you going to do?
But anyway, I think this is a nice one. Yeah.
Okay.
We will try to do more of these. Like you're seeing, we're going through this book. It's a beautiful book for couples and for those that are contemplating getting married. This is a beautiful book.
Get the book.
We are not sponsored by anyone here.
No.
But we just want to share the good that we find from here. It will build your marriage. It's a nice book.
Yeah.
And it was at the time that I bought it was just 250 rand. So you need to feed yourself the right thing if you want to be
right. That's
successful
all
in this thing.
From us, the Bochos. We'll see you on our next one. Thank you for watching. Give us advice. We need them.
Tune in next one.
On the next one, I once drove your car when it was driven by and
only 2 kilometers with
petrol, guys.
Zala has testified that he once drove my car after she had driven it. 2 kilometers the range of petrol. And imagine.
Megati, my husband always pours petrol for me. I don't know how, but the car is always full when I need to drive the car. Saying it. So yeah, we say. And then he says, I have, okay, we'll talk about finances and stuff. I have his story, long story. Please pass by the garage. I have his card, but it's my card. Long story. Please pass by the garage and pour petrol.
Our card.
Like my whole day is now ruined. Saying you're my garage until petrol. Okay, anyway, it's been an hour. Bye.
Thank you for the comments and for the questions that you're bringing there.
Interacting with us.
We love you and we enjoy. We appreciate. And see you on the next one. Send us if you want us to discuss other things outside of this book that you think from seeing who we are and what we do. Feel free to suggest. We'll do anything. Bye. End stream. Ends.
Yeah.